Good evening, guys. What's going on? What's going on? I'm here. You're here with Juby the Tubi, with family above everything. Welcome, everybody. This evening, late evening at 10:38 p.m., where the Knicks defeat the Indiana Pacers 104 to 94. Mr. Julius Randle was cleared from COVID-19, came back with a vengeance. He dropped 30, and R.J. Barrett, the young Mr. Broadway Bright Lights himself, dropped 32. Finally, the dynamic duo. Salute to them. This is why I had them in the background tonight. Salute to them for the first time playing together in their career. They dropped 30 points plus together. The whole game with not a lot of defense. RJ Barrett was driving the ball at free will. He's been playing. I guess he's been listening to a lot of our podcasts and Nick Fan TV's podcast and some of the fans on how he's so slow and he's not driving the ball. But tonight that was a different story. I mean, tonight he was driving the ball at free will. And the Knicks looked good in that fourth quarter. They held the Pacers to 17 points in the fourth quarter, and they were able to come away with a victory, 104-94, and they're 2 games back out of 500. But again, I'm Juby the Tubi. You're here with family above everything, and I'm gonna bring my partner Zen Ray from Zen Ray Sports TV. I apologize, I'm not as enthusiastic as I normally am tonight, as my family's sleeping in the next room. So I wanted to come on here, and as you can see, I got the Knick hat on tonight. Got the background, ready to rock and roll. So let's get Zen Ray in here.
Welcome, Juby. What a game this evening. The Knicks beat the Pacers. They played a good defensive game. That fourth quarter is probably the best defensive fourth quarter I've seen the Knicks play in a while. Randel and Barrett combined for 62 points. Hooray, hooray. First time these two Knicks combined for 30 and 30. That's what we need more often. We need Barrett to drive aggressively, and we need Randel to grab his 16 rebounds and shoot outside effectively.
Salute to you guys at Zen Ray Sports TV. But yeah, good evening, guys. I was telling my fans, man, first time in their career together as a dynamic duo. They each had over 30 plus points. Took them a couple of years to get it, but it finally happened. And RJ Barrett, like I said, I guess he's been listening to a lot of fans and podcasts and Nick Fan TV, and how they've been complaining how he's so slow. Lateral movement is terrible, that his athleticism should be better. Tonight, we saw him drive that ball at free will. They could not stop that man driving that ball in the paint tonight. Of course, he had help from Mr. Julius Randle, who came back. We missed him as much smack as we spoke about him previously in other podcasts. It shows us why he's such a valuable piece to this team still. And the Knicks played that fourth quarter defense, man, like last season's Knicks. So exciting stuff.
Yeah, I agree. Listen, Barrett, we always have debated Barrett and what he's going to hold for the Knicks' future. I know you always compare him to Dwayne Wade, and I always said he's more of a Jimmy Butler player. And this is what Jimmy Butler does. He'll drive to the hoop, he'll put pressure on you, and then when he's open for that 20-footer or so, he'll nail you, he'll kill you with that, and an occasional three in there, and playing the defense that Barrett's been playing. This is the Barrett we need to see consistently. We can't have Barrett one day 30 points and one day 2 points non-existent. If he gets 30 points or plus or gets 20 points plus, that's fine, but you have to be consistent. And that's what Barry did tonight. I think he's starting to get the flow. Him and Randle, I saw him today, communicate more on the floor when they made a couple of mistakes, but they made up for each other by making some passes to Julius when he was open and vice versa. This tandem, if they can get it right, the Knicks are back.
Yeah, these two guys, they could be the Batman and Robin. They can. The only odd man out is Evan Fournier. 22 minutes, no points. We're going to celebrate the win tonight. We're not going to be too negative tonight. But that guy, guys, that money that they gave this man, I'm starting to think and say we could have given this to somebody else, because this man does not fit this team. And I know you say we need a point guard, Ray, and that he needs to thrive, run the point guard. but you can't tell me that that's all point guard because 0 points in 22 minutes of play. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't like the fact that Alex Burke started. I'm sorry, I know you guys like, not you, but per se, but I know a lot of fans like Alex Burke. I'm a big Alex Burke fan off the bench as a scorer. He didn't do too much of a bad job tonight. He played defense well. He hit a couple of shots. I still don't like that him starting routine. I know that they signed somebody, a former Chicago Bulls player, to a 10-day hardship contract, but the NBA voided it, so we have to wait 2 more days to pick him back up. And supposedly he's a good player. He played in the G League. He averaged, I think, 14 points, 5 assists, excuse me, and like 2 steals. Is that our answer? We don't know. We know Kemba Walker just got word today that he doesn't need surgery on his knee, that he's day to day. But like me and you spoke about, he's a part-time player because he's not going to be with the team every single game. He's going to be games that he's going to miss, and we need some consistency. And Evan Fournier, I don't know, man. I think that's the guy. In my opinion, that is the guy you move. We, as much as we say, let's move Julius Randle and let's move Mitchell Robinson. We said it at one point, and Obi Toppin. We might get somebody. I say let's try to move Evan Fournier. I know it's going to be difficult to do because of his contract, but there got to be somebody who wants him for something.
You look. I'm going to come to Evan Fournier's defense. Look, he in 22 minutes of play, he was 0 for 4 from the field and 0 for 3 from the 3-point range. So he only took 7 shots. It's not like he was shooting bad and he kept on shooting the ball. He didn't know he saw he didn't have it. He deferred to other players and kept the ball rotating. He only played 22 minutes. If you're going to talk about Fournier is here for the long haul. He's still a threat because he still stretches the floor even when he's not shooting well. So just having a weapon out there, just if somebody gets double, triple team and he's open, but 7 out of 10 or 5 out of 10 times, he's going to nail it. Tonight wasn't a great game for him, but we could say the same thing about Obi Topping. We could say the same thing about
Grimes, yeah.
Look, tonight he was a threat just because he was there, and they know how he can shoot the ball, so they came to cover him. So it makes other players open. Look, tonight was the show for Randle and Barrett, and Burks also did well in 36 minutes of play. Also quickly off the bench. Robinson in his short 25-minute stint coming off from the COVID protocols, safety protocols at 8 points. But tonight, if you get Barrett and Randle in this kind of tandem working together and getting you 60 points a game, you've got something here. Fournier is a threat. I don't think he's going anywhere right now. Last year at this time, we were 19-19. We're 18-20 right now as we speak. So we're only 1 game behind, considering all the defensive lapses. I think Leon Rose made a mistake by bringing Kemba Walker and Fournier, thinking this was going to help offensively to Tibbs. But Tibbs is a defensive mind player. I think if Leon Rose had to do it over again, he would have gave the gentleman they had with the dreads, I can't think of his name, Bullock, the extra year contract that Dallas gave him. That's why the Knicks gave him that extra year, and that's why he went with Dallas, because they gave him the extra year. But without saying any more, Evan Fournier, I'm coming to his defense. I think he's going to get better with time. I saw him playing some good defense today. He had some defensive lapses, but I saw him making deflections. And look, right now, we're only a game behind from last year. Knick Nation, let's not go crazy at this time. Obi Topping had some opportunities tonight. He didn't look well at all. But
not that's. I'm gonna come to his defense.
Okay.
He's having a back problem right now, and I know it's sad to say that at his age. But prior to the game, he had a back brace on. He was icing his back on the sideline. I did see that pregame, so I don't know why they're playing him. If he's having those issues, they should just kind of put him to the side and just let somebody else play. But I guess they're undermanned.
Let me ask you. I'm interviewing you. You're Obi Topping. Obi Topping. I hear you to 2 points. Is the back giving you an issue? What is Obi Topping is going to say?
No,
it's not. Whatever, all players go through NBA injuries. We all have to do our thing. He's not going to make that excuse. So us, Knick Nation, let's not make an excuse for Obi. Obi didn't look good tonight. Let's be honest. Let's be straightforward. There were times he made some good defensive plays. Don't get me wrong. but he had 2 rebounds, 1 assist. Yeah, you saw him a little bit ailing out there, but if the coach puts you out to play, that means you're ready to go. You're telling the coach, thumbs up. You're telling the medical staff, thumbs up. So let's not use an excuse that on him or anybody else, because a lot of times Mitchell Robinson played out when he was injured out
That's
there,
true.
or when he was not in shape. And, we're not going to make that excuse for anybody. Let's call a spade a spade. Obi Topping, Evan Fournier, and Grimes didn't look that great tonight, but we didn't need to because we had Randall and Barrett. And if Randall and Barrett can do this on a nightly basis, anything you get above that is a cherry on top.
Yeah. What did you think of this guy from Indiana, man? Washington Jr. and Sykes. Isn't that
They were,
they were
they were
amazing tonight?
you know, Turner didn't have a very good game, so I don't mind a Sykes and Washington killing us the way they did tonight. And then you had Craig, 15 points off the bench, killing us. But there's going to be some changes there. I think I'm hearing Sabonis' name. I'm hearing Miles Turner's name, and a lot of trades. And
I don't like Turner, man. I wouldn't put a no. I wouldn't offer him. To be honest with you, I'm not interested in Turner at all. Like that's one guy that doesn't entice me. When you talk about possible trades that the Knicks can make, and we've heard the Eric Gordons, we've heard the Ben Simmons, we heard Evan Turner does not excite me whatsoever. I just see him as he'll come here and he'll be a mediocre 10 point, 15, maybe 15 points a game. I just don't see him as a star caliber player. For that, you keep what we have and let's keep the ball rolling.
yeah, I'm not saying for the Knicks. I'm telling this is the rumors that we're hearing. I don't think the Knicks will be in that contest at all. I mean, he's 25 years of age. He was the 11th pick for Indiana back in 2015. He's 6'11", 250 pounds. He's averaging only 13 points a game, 7 rebounds, 1 assist. So I mean, his numbers are not out there. I think that the Knicks are happy with Mitchell Robinson at this juncture. But you never know what things may happen. I think the Knicks right now are looking for a point guard. That's what I see they'll probably be looking for. I think Evan Fournier and everybody's safe. We're only a game back from last year's pace. So Knick Nation, we'll be okay, man. I think by winning these next home games coming up, we're only 3.5 games out of first place, man. It's just amazing in the East how close the Knicks are not the only team being affected by this safety protocol.
Yeah.
Not being that consistent with the right players. Look, at this juncture, I'm looking at the Knicks to be in it all the way to the end, man. And I'm looking forward to, getting that 6th, 5th, 4th seed again, somewhere around that area. I know we were bashing them before, but I look for Knicks and Knick Nation to come together on this and having the Knicks to win a lot more games coming up.
Well, remember in last season we made a trade for Derrick Rose in
Right.
a few weeks, and that's when things took off. So Derrick Rose comes back, I believe, the first week of February. So listen, maybe he can come back and do that magic that he did us for last season. I mean, I'm not counting on it because he's going to be coming back from a little knee injury. But like you said, we're right there. We're 2 games out of 500. I think right now we're battling. Like if the playoffs started today, we'll be in that playoff tournament
Seed.
one game thing.
Right.
So there's still a lot of basketball to play, but it's all about looking better and making the right steps to move forward. Tonight was a good step in the right direction. If they would have come in tonight and they would have gotten blown out by Indiana, I would have say maybe it's time for a player meeting or something needs to be done. But Julius came back and said, "You guys didn't want me. I'm here to tell you why. I'm the man that stirs the drinks." And he shut a lot of us up for tonight. He did have a couple of turnovers when the game first started, and I was like, oh, here we go, Julius again. But he settled down, and in that second half, he just blew up. And R.J. Barrett, like I said, he's been listening to the media. He has to be, because every time he was getting fouled and driving that ball in, he kept looking at the camera. And in my mind, all I kept saying is, now what? Say something now. Like, that's what I felt he was saying to the camera. And I'm happy for him, man, because he's getting a lot of bad publicity right now. Like there was even an article that was posted 13 hours ago that they were saying Kevin Knox, Mitchell Robinson, and R.J. Barrett are the three tradable pieces this season, and the Knicks should try to look to trade them now while they still can. Like, why would you give up on R.J. Barrett? Like, I know that everybody's saying he's not as athletic as you want him to be. Guy's still young. Guy's still gonna develop a game. And tonight was just a taste, in my opinion, like you said, of the player that he can become. A Jimmy Butler. I still stick with the whole Dwayne Wade. I hope it's gonna be a Dwayne Wade. I hope his jump shot becomes a Dwayne Wade jump shot. But I'll settle for a Jimmy Butler driving defensive player, all in your face, because that's a good second option. And if Julius and him can keep doing what they're doing, they're gonna be a force to be reckoned with, and then we can work around them and just getting a bona fide good point guard. Doesn't have to be a superstar point guard, just somebody who could run this offense, somebody who plays defense and knows how to set up the guys in their particular spots.
Hey, listen, I agree. I think Barrett, and I've been hearing rumors, and I don't know how true the rumors are, is that Thibodeau basically doesn't really like Barrett in the sense of having him there. I think he would rather have someone else. But I think a game like tonight kind of makes Thibodeau say, if he plays like this consistently, this is the type of guy I'm looking for. And I think that's what he's voicing to him. Look, you can be like a Dwayne Wade. You can be like the player I mentioned before.
Jimmy
He can
Butler.
Jimmy Butler. He can be these type of players, but he has showed the consistency. And the same thing with Randall. I think Randall and Barrett had some kind of chemistry. I mean, I saw some of it tonight. It wasn't perfect, but that's the chemistry between you need two leaders. And I think you can have two leaders. You can have a captain and a co-captain. So let's say Randall's the captain and Barrett's the co-captain. Just put it that way. And if you got those guys playing together, I mean, everybody on this team had pluses. The only negatives on this team was Fournier with a -1, Topping with a -2, and McBride with a -2. Everybody else were all pluses, all ahead. So it shows that this team tonight, for the first time, I see this team kind of collectively coming together, even not having a general on the floor. That's the only concern, Juby, that I have about the Knicks, that they don't have this general yet here. And I think, like you said, in the trading deadline, we picked up Rose last year. I wouldn't be surprised we package something and get a suitable point guard. Drew Holiday also is in that seller's market with Sabonis and Miles Turner. So maybe a Drew Holiday can be your point guard. I mean, because Dwayne Washington was killing us. That guy was about what, 5'11", 6 feet tall, and he was just killing us today. But
You know what I was thinking about? What was that European guy that we cut before the season started, that we picked up in the summer and we let him go? Do you remember his name?
no, I don't.
I was thinking about. I wonder if they regret letting him go now
Oh,
with all
yeah, the guy from Argentina.
from Argentina. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
wondering if they regret letting him go because they at
he
that
was
time, they had everybody. They had Kemba Walker, they had Derrick Rose, they had
well.
all this stuff, and now they're so limited in the backcourt. And
He's
I'm
not
wondering,
good.
you
He
don't
was
think
not good.
so?
Yeah, in the G League, he was awful. He was like a deer in headlights. They were making excuses because of the flight. Look, sometimes you can good look in the Euro League. You can look like it's a bona fide star. Once you come to the NBA, the speed is different, and they don't really play a defensive type of ball that they do here in the NBA. The defense is different over there. They don't have that aggressive defense. The whole sequence of European ball and what they play in the NBA are two different kind of things. Don't get me wrong. You can get a couple of players that can translate into the NBA. Look at Luca down in Dallas, and that was the name of the point guard, Luca Valdoza. That's one you're talking about.
Valdoza, yeah,
Yeah. So, but look at Luca in Dallas. He transited to a game, but he was playing men when he was 16 years of age.
yeah.
So 14 years of age, he was playing men. And look, the Knicks have some depth that we haven't spoken about. The draft this year, I think they hit a home run with the draft this year with players that got on. I wouldn't say a home run. I would say a positive double or triple. It hasn't been a home run yet, but I think it will be because this Knicks draft this year was very impressive. So let me get over some numbers. Sabonis for the Pacers had 15. Holiday had 3. Miles Turner had 5. Washington had 17. Sykes had 22. Anderson, 8 off the bench. Craig, 15 off the bench. The Knicks defensively, team stat wise, they played very, very well. The Knicks shot 23%, 21% from three, and they still won the game.
Ooh.
It tells you what RJ Barrett's driving was doing to the team. He kind of ignited the team. But the Pacers only shot 23%. Rebounds, we got rebounds. We killed them on the boards, 51-35.
Ooh.
That's where we won the game as well. And the Knicks turnover was 10, was not too bad. Fast break points was very low. Points in the paint, we killed them in points in the paint, 54-38.
Yeah.
The Knicks' largest lead was 12, and the Pacers' largest lead was 8. The Knicks' free throws were 20 for 28. They shot 71%, but the free throws of Pacers was worse, 21-32 for 65%.
Ooh.
So the Knicks' free throw team have to go in there and kind of teach. Last year, not maybe a month ago, the Knicks were in the top 10 in free throws, shooting free throws.
Yeah.
They're about 15th, 16th now in the league. Shows you how many free throws they have missed in the last month or so. But the Knicks overall, I see and I like what I see from them. Look, they shot 48%.
How many threes? I'm not to cut you off. How many threes did they shoot today? I know they shot 23%, but how many did they shoot?
They shot 6 out of 28.
Oh, they still shot 28 threes.
Yeah.
I would have liked that number to be a little bit less, especially with the game that they were having in the inside. They were dominating that inside. Oh.
RJ Barrett, I think 90% of his points were for driving and attacking into the paint. And that's always a good thing. That's what Barrett needs to do, because now you can see he's going with his right hand more. And even Julius today was making baskets with his right hand, driving with his right hand. So now they're going to defend you on your left a lot because they know you're lefty. But if you do what he did tonight by driving over with your right hand, that's going to make your game more explosive. And he's a young, strong kid. Look how big this kid is. And he's only, 21 years old? That tells you when he's 24, 25, he's going to be – no one's going to stop R.J. Barrett. No one's going to stop. So I was very impressed.
Stephen A. Smith must be so happy right now if that's the case, because he's been talking about that he's going to tie their left hand up and make them use their right hand, both of them. So he, after probably watching tonight's game, he must be saying finally they're starting to use their right hand.
That's always a good thing. Juby, our next game is, let's see when our next game is. I think it's coming up
Saturday? Is it?
I don't think it's Saturday. I usually have the information in front of me.
I got you right now. It is Thursday.
That's what I thought.
Thursday, 7:30 against the Celtics. Ooh.
Well, the back-to-back. So they play at the Garden on Thursday, and on Saturday they play at Boston Garden. So it's like kind of a back-to-back, a day for travel in between on Friday, and they play on Thursday and Saturday back-to-back. Those are the games I enjoy watching. So let's tighten our seatbelts. If we can get those both games, we're back in business. Let's not worry about Evan Fournier. He'll get his touch back. He plays well against Boston.
He
if
does.
He plays the way he did that first game, he scored like 30 points, 40 points in that game. When there was 36 points or whatever he scored in that first game. So I see some ammunition for that game, Juby.
And guess who's coming back? Mr. Norins Noel has been cleared. It was questionable for today because it was and Jericho Sims. So as of Saturday, we'll have Noel and Sims by Saturday, if not Thursday. If not Thursday, then by Saturday.
And I just want to let viewers know that the reason I'm not showing my face, I'm still injured with my cracked ribs and my cracked collarbone, which I'm still healing from. And hopefully sometime next week, I go to see the doctor on Monday. I still can't put a shirt on. It's still in some pain. But I should be hopefully live face-to-face with Nick Nation and Jubilee Tubi, Family Above Everything, sometime next week. I can't quote you a day on it, but sometime next week, probably toward maybe the end of the week. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm tired of seeing my old picture up there with that smirking smile. I want to come to life with Nick Nation and with Family Above Everything, Juby. So I don't know. So we'll go do Thursday, the game after that. We'll do a post-game show as well. So the Knicks win this evening against the
Pacers.
The Pacers 104-94. The Knicks took a big lead in that first quarter, 32 points. And that was that high quarter mark on that first quarter. They scored 32 points. And they ended the fourth quarter only scoring 20, but that was a defensive type game. I love the way the Knicks defense played, holding a team to 17 points. I was very impressed by that, Juby. I look forward to Thursday's game at the Garden. The
Yes,
Knicks
sir.
are 18-20, and the Pacers went down to 14-24. Juby, it was nice having you here once again for all Knick Nation and to family above everything. Anybody who's watching, let the universe enlighten all Knick Nation. Let the universe also enlighten me and Juby for a better podcast coming in front of us, coming soon, knowing that the best is yet to come. Juby,
Later,
thanks
my
for being
brother.
on. Have a good night.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you. Zen Ray out.
All right, later, brother. I'll say hi to the family for me, man. Peace, man.
I shall. Yeah, peace.
All right, guys, that was Zenray with Zenray Sports TV. Still injured. We got to win tonight, 104-94. RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, 62 points of the 104. I'll take that any single night. So we'll find out on Thursday if they can keep this up. Again, I want to wish you guys a great night. For those of you who catch this video afterwards, don't forget to hit that thumbs up, please, if you like what you heard. If you haven't subscribed, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can hear everything all about the Knicks, as well as my streaming platform for different varieties of things. But appreciate you guys coming and showing some love. And as always, family above everything. Stay safe, guys. Peace.
We are the New York Knicks. 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 Say go New York, go New York, go. Go New York, go New York, go. Say go New York, go New York, go. Go New York, go New York, go. We're back on track, here we come. League is starting 21 and the Knicks are on a run. And I'll tell you with Tibbs, we have bit too much to handle. With Barrett, Bullock, First, and Randall, it's the Knicks and we're taking back our place. Everyone's gearing up with a mask on their face. The guard's going crazy and they're doing it for a reason. 21 is a Knickerbocker season. You better believe the Knicks got all that it takes. We're shooting 3-pointers and we're running fast breaks. And if your defense makes a mistake, then BAM! Robbie Duncan's in your face. This is a team you don't want to miss. We are New York. We are the New York Knicks. Go New York, go New York, go!